Fast am I. Good evening and welcome to the Manx Radio Folk Show with me, John Barker, playing the best in folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and around the world. I finished last week's show with a track by Peter Knight's Gig Spanner Big Band. I didn't get the chance to tell you about the band because I was a bit pushed for time, so I'm going to play you another track. This is Daddy Fox, and I'll tell you about the band after this.
Daddy Fox went out on a chilly night and he prayed to the moon to give him light. He had many, many miles to go that night before he reached the town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. He had many, many miles to go that night before he reached the town. Oh. He ran till he came to the farmer's pen where the ducks and the geese were kept therein. Said, a couple of you gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. Said, a couple of you gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh. Such a supper in my life, and the little ones chewed on the bones. Oh.
That was Peter Knight's Gig Spanner Big Band. And Peter Knight was the fiddle player and singer at times in Steel Eye Band for many, many years. He put together his Gig Spanner band with Sacha Trochet on percussion and Roger Flack on guitar. They were joined a few years ago by good friends of ours, the Edgelarks, who are Philip Henry, who on that particular track was playing absolutely fantastic beatbox harmonica, but he also plays slide guitars, dobros, tenor guitars and sings as well. And Hannah Martin, violin, viola, banjo and vocals. And they were finally joined by John Spires, who plays melodeon, concertina and also sings. And he's, of course, a member of Bellowhead and Spires and Bowden as well. I must say, while I remember, congratulations to Phil and Hannah on the news that they're expecting their second child. Fantastic work there, guys. Anyway, so that track was from their 2020 CD, which is called Natural Invention. And it's absolutely fantastic CD. I really recommend that to you. And they're a fantastic band to see live. Next, let's have some June Tabor. I was digging through my CDs the other day, trying to get them in some sort of sensible order. And I suddenly found Abyssinians again. I bought it many, many years ago. 1989, I think it was released. This is track 2, The Scarecrow.
As I walked out one summer's morn, saw a scarecrow tied to a pole in a field of corn. His coat was black and his head was bare. When the wind shook him, the crows took up into the air. Ah, but you'd lay me down and love me. Ah, but you'd lay me down and love me if you could. But you're only a bag of rags in an overall that the wind sways and the crows fly away and the corn grows tall. As I walked out one winter's day, saw an old man hanging from a pole in a field of clay. His coat was gone and his head hung low, till the wind flung it up to look, wrung its neck and let it go. How could you lay me down and love me? How could you lay me down and love me now? For you're only a bag of bones in an overall that the wind blows and the kids throw stones at the thing on the pole. As I walked out one fine spring day, saw 12 jolly dons decked out in the blue and the gold so gay. And to a stake they tied a child newborn. Then the bells were rung and the songs were sung, and they sowed their corn. Now you can lay me down and love me. Now you can lay me down and love me if you will. But you're only a bag of rags in an overall. But the wind blew and the sun shone too, and the corn grew tall. As I walked out one summer's morn, saw a scarecrow tied to a pole in a field of corn.
June Tabor with The Scarecrow, which is a Lal and Mike Waterson song. I think that's Martin Simpson on guitar as well. Fantastic stuff. Now, I said last week that next week's show is on a theme of animals. And I started sorting through lots of tracks with animals in their titles, etc. And I just had far too many. So I've spilt some into this week, and this is a lovely song by Chris Drever. This is If Wishes Were Horses.
I wish that we were made of gold. I wish that we would never grow old. Do all the things we never tried. If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride, then beggars would ride. I wish that politicians' ties would tighten up when they told lies. I may as well try and stem the tide. If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride, then beggars would ride. When you get what you want, and it's not what it seems, at the top of the mountain, without any dreams, at the end of your journey, with miles still to go, it just keeps getting harder the more that you know. wishes were horses, then beggars would ride, then beggars would ride. If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride, then beggars would ride.
Chris Drever with If Wishes Were Horses from the album of the same title. Now, the other week I became aware of the Brothers Gillespie, and they've released a single called Albion, and they're going to release an album later in the year. James and Sam Gillespie found their sound growing up on the fells and valleys of Northumberland, and their songs often describe the relationship with the wild places. The brothers have travelled widely and sung their songs at UK festivals, including Sidmouth and Cambridge. In the spring of 2023, they're apparently going to be on tour and release their third album, The Merciful Road.
They gave the order, the deal is done. Poison in the water and the blood, hidden cells, living hells, people who flounder in the flood. The tongues are silent, the room is black, faces in the flicker of the screen. Somewhere I hear beyond the famished field the cuckoo, she's calling in the wind, crying, oh, come on home to your name. Without you, my song is not the same. Oh, don't fear me. Oh, draw near me. Somewhere down in Albion, we'll be dancing in the storm. Somewhere down in Albion, I've seen a place we all belong. How I long to take your hand while there's still water in the well. The light is torn, yet life is being born. Voices are singing on the fell, voices in the current and the swell, singing, oh, come on home to your name. Without you, my song is not the same. Oh, don't fear me. Oh, draw near me. Somewhere down in Albion, we'll be dancing in the dawn. And oh, the love was so strong, even if it all went wrong, wrong, wrong. I'll write for you a song when we get to Albion. Singing, oh, come on home to your name. Without you, my song is not the same. Oh, don't fear is a wild country of shadows and lightning beyond all command. And I'll stand on your shores, drink the dew in your dawns, and all the road is like a river of stars. The dance is free, we don't say who we are. Our souls are sighing like rushes in the wind as the tide is coming in. Oh, my love, I long to sing.
The Brothers Gillespie there with Albion. I look forward to their album being released in a few weeks' time, I think. The sessions this week around the island on Wednesday night, tomorrow night, of course, it is the O'Donnell's session from around about 8:45 or so. For Thursday night will be the Ramsey Folk Club in the Buffs Club. Friday night, the Mitre session, again from about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And on Sunday, it should be the Ginger Hall session, probably 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock, something like that. Now, if you ever wonder what the sessions are like, I did record a little bit at the O'Donnell's session last Wednesday. So here you will hear the ensemble led by Mary Malloy in this particular case, and here they're playing Dumfries and Trim the Velvet. Sounds of the trad session at O'Donnell's last Wednesday night. When I first started going down to the trad session, something like 30 years ago, it was in the Bridge in Laxey, and then moved to the Coach and Horses after a brief spell at the Glen Mona, I think. Seem to remember that anyway. And it was led at the time by Gilbert O'Sullivan with his uilleann pipes and Sean Craig on his banjo. A regular visitor to the session would be Brian Stowell, and here he is. I found a track from the archives. This is Brian singing Manin Veg Veen.
O van en weg wient ons menach in, on jiet al en jisteren, tret en jaren kret as na present sight, gol rauda charach na beden. San en veel join be much gol roin, de jichen san warpen skaden. Hier zich Jan Brouwer les tjerne laur, gael noesnen sjoil van charen. Hier geweiden a sjale de min, en tijde kiert van a jein. Stjacht as betjaren a jechen am ren, as de vegen en merninen. Gol vai taide hai as jichen son joch vai, a rau a liedre redden. Esh frag shin sholler skin an gjaum, as hai shin son a gelen. Hier ege hjarkas mach ege chlet, a kiden vagat as frene. Rosh Roshan Tiden Chigan Vor, de Wanya Galish Tema. Gol Susan Rata Dania Lart, as menig Fluchen and Legen, and Flood Veronas Father Voin, od Sun Seiden Donna Heaven. Trerenchen fedens a flodre geven, nach rauwetchen leis brouwel, tregeelchen agne skelen wak, nach jouwchen woinen fammen. Treven scheber it as a lega right, as all je gent de bachtel. Hij schen de ronze vrouwe jiest beg vandaag, de het trouw in de achtel. Roos brezen le hoogschen mag kare, alies waschen naar hundel. Eschen hiet zek en kunde boer, dan soerschen nederlauwel. Eg brezen lewe kjuden as rei, ven kin garesh treigeni, de holje hjal vak fagen go, gelach giach machs an chweri. An vai voor westerm de luur, les eres vloch as vlage. Skaden a gledden, jochchen on sheden, a gave as a vok vara. Taiacht an always be an eges ljaur, veg much den manach dag a chicken. Heg much as roin dos toolish no long, as begin sein ons teichwegen. Ons teichwegen voort at joch de ljoer, leis palje ljun as ligger, as liavi vai de golle lai, travis merge leis nan shibber. Be putje tai fugus naiacht mai, ten schnai ein et ag a gaveng, ach na mar hen o sin gal shimma gin Greta Kurt ein fossa voller.
The late, great and very lovely Brian Stowell. As well as the sessions this week, it's also Blues Club down at, well, actually, it's not down at the railway. I was about to say that because the railway's shut for 6 weeks for refurb. So we're actually at the British this month and probably next month too. So tomorrow night, Wednesday night, round about sort of 8:45, 9 o'clock, we'll be kicking off with the house band down at the British. The sort of blues I love is just like this. This is Howlin Wolf with a Willie Dixon song that you'll know better perhaps by the Rolling Stones, but this was apparently the very first recording of Little Red Rooster, another animal song. The great Howlin Wolf, isn't that fantastic? Nick Jones is, of course, one of my favourite singers and guitarists. Had a tragic accident back in the 80s, I think it was, that left him unable really to play the guitar. And he's managed to sing again in more recent years, but his albums were mostly released in the 70s and 80s. Many of them he doesn't have the rights to anymore. They're held by somebody and he can't get access to those recordings anymore, which is a great tragedy, really. But there is a CD called Game, Set and Match, which covers lots of his earlier work from live sessions, etc. And from it, this is The Lakes of Shylin.
Well, it's early one morning, Billy Henry arose, and straight to his comrade's bedchamber he goes, saying, "Rise, loving comrade, let nobody know, to the dark and chilly waters a bathing he'll go." Billy instantly stripped, and then he went in, and he swam the dark waters all round and around, saying, "Oh, me loving comrade, oh, don't you go in, for I see there is a coffin in the lakes of Shylin." But the other one he stripped, and then he went in, and he swam the dark waters all round and around, saying, "Oh, me Billy Henry, why did you go into the dark and chilly waters in the lakes of Howlin?" Now there was an old woman who lived there close by, and she went to Billy's parents and she made this reply: "Well, yes, son, he went a bathing, as I've heard him say, and now your Billy Henry, he's as cold as the clay." And so down came his mother like one in despair, and she's a wringing of her hands and a tearing of her hair, saying, "Oh, me loving Billy, why did you go into the dark and chilly waters in the lakes of Howlin?" And so down came his father like one in despair, and he's a wringing of his hands and a tearing of his hair, saying, "I brought up a family of fine-bodied men, and the best of them's drowned in the lakes of Howlin." So down came his sweetheart like one in despair, she's a wringing of her hands and a tearing of her hair, saying, "It's 6 months and better till my wedding day, and now me Billy Henry, he's as cold as the clay." So we'll go around to Martin's by the shore, and we'll hire us a small boat as we've done before, and we'll search the dark waters all around and all round, till we see that Billy Henry's fair body is found. So they went around to Martin's, oh, to Martin's by the shore, and they hired them a small boat as they done before, and they searched the dark waters all around and all round, till they saw that Billy Henry's fair body was found. And for to see Billy's funeral, 'twas such a fine sight. There were 6 handsome young men all dressed up in white. There were 6 pretty maidens all dressed up in green, just to show that he'd been drowned in the lakes of Howlin.
Nick Jones with the Lakes of Howlin. Now, I was reminded about Eliza Carthy and Norma Waterson's album Gift the other day, and from it, this is Poor Wayfaring Stranger.
stranger traveling through this world of woe. sickness, toil or danger in that fair land to which I go. I'm going home to see my mother. I'm going home, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I know dark clouds will hover on me. I know my pathway is rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me, where weary eyes no more shall weep. I'm going home to see my father. I'm going home, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'll soon be free from every trial. This form shall rest beneath the sun. I'll drop the cross of self-denial and enter that home with God. I'm going home to see my Savior. I'm going home, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm going home to see my Savior. I'm going home, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home.
Poor Wayfaring Stranger by Eliza Carthy and Norma Waterson, the mother and daughter duo, of course, the late Norma Waterson. Now, I've played a song before by Vin Garbutt, the late Teesside troubadour, but he was a great whistle player as well. So here's a quick track, The Fremantle Doctor. Just last week I played a track by Fern Maddie and I said that I'd probably play her version of Hares on the Mountain. So here it is, continuing that animal theme.
Oh, Sally, my dear, it's you I'd be kissing. Oh, Sally, my dear, it's you I'd be kissing. She smiled and replied, you don't know what you're missing. Oh, if all the young maids sang like blackbirds and thrushes. Oh, if young maids could sing like the blackbirds and thrushes. How many young men would go beating the bushes? And if all the young maids were ducks on the water, oh, if all the young maids were ducks on the water, how many young men would undress and dive under? And if all the young maids were hares on the mountain, oh, if all the young maids were hares on the mountain, how many young men would take guns and go hunting? Oh, Sally, my dear, I wish I could wed you. Oh, Sally, my dear, I wish I could bed you. She smiled and replied, then you'd say I misled you. Oh, if all the young men were brushes who grow
So let's finish tonight with some hornpipes from the Dubliners. The first one is called the Honeysuckle. The second one is one I love to play, the Golden Eagle. There's another animal reference for you. And of course, next week's show is all animals. Join me then.